Okay, alright. This video is on first derivative, okay, and second derivative. Okay, so just to recap, dy dx is actually known as our first derivative. Means we only differentiate one time. Okay, actually dy dx actually stands for, start with letter G. Yes, it's on gradient. Okay, dy dx will give us the gradient specifically of tangent. So whenever you see gradient, find tangent, usually it's dy dx. Okay, for A math. Okay, and gradient, as we all know, is rate of change of y against x. Okay, but now I introduce you this new term, d square y over dx squared. Sometimes you can say d2y over dx squared. Okay, same thing is second derivative, means we have to differentiate two times. So you have to differentiate a second time. So actually, how you get d2y dx square is from dy dx, you differentiate one more time. And then you'll get the second derivative. Okay? And second derivative, it stands for rate of change of my gradient. My second derivative means I'm doing another differentiation on top of dy dx. Okay, so for dy dx, I differentiate one more time, I'll get second derivative. Okay? Okay, let's do this question together. Page 18, practice now 8. Okay? Part 1. Okay, find dy dx of y equals to x squared 5x minus 3. What rule should we use, class? How I know it's product rule? This is my f, this is my gx. fx times gx. Okay, so remember product rule. Differentiate first, keep the second, plus differentiate second, keep the first. Okay? 30 seconds, do it now. Okay? dy dx, 15x squared minus 6x. Okay, so this is my first derivative. Now, if I find d square y dx squared, what does it mean? I will differentiate 15x squared minus 6x. Differentiate one more time. So it means that I will differentiate. Okay? And this one, 10 seconds. I can do it in 10 seconds. Okay, answer for d square y over dx square, 30x minus 6. Because I differentiate one more time. Okay? Maybe let's do at part 2, because part 2 is the more interesting one. Find the range of values of x for which both dy over dx and the second derivative are both positive. Okay, what does it mean by this? It means that positive is more than 0. Okay, so it means that my dy over dx, okay, is positive, and my 30x minus 6 is also positive. And remember inequalities, remember how to solve? Okay, the first inequality, the 15x squared minus 6x, you cannot do by normal equation solving. If it's a quadratic, you must remember quadratic inequalities. So for quadratic inequalities, please factorize. Factorize means take out highest common factor. Okay. After this, it's not 3x more than 0, 5x minus 2 more than 0. No, not 0 product rule. Because it's quadratic, what do you have to draw? This. What is the critical point? There are two critical values. The two critical values are 0. Critical values, what does it mean? It means that what is the value of x that make the expression 0? Okay, critical values are 0 and 2/5. Then remember, more than 0 means take the positive region. So it means that my x is less than 0 or x is more than 2/5. The other one should be simpler. The other one is your sec 1, sec 2 inequalities. Okay, 30x more than 6. Okay, sign doesn't change. Divide both sides by 6. By 30, it doesn't change. X is more than 1/5. But remember, how do we solve this? So I want to find the range of values for both inequalities. For both, if you all cannot see from the final answer, what is the overlapping of these two regions? If you all cannot see, please draw it out. Okay, draw the inequality line. I already drawn the number line, and I want n. Means it must satisfy both colors, the red and the green. Both is the intersection. Intersection means the overlapping. Where do they overlap? So they overlap at this region only.